Hey everyone, this is Felice Clark, the Dabbling Speechy, and I'm back with another techie tip video on how to set up your digital speech folders. So many of us love to have folders for our students in real life where we stick visual supports and activities. And now that many of us have to do teletherapy over a screen, it's very hard to navigate how to do that. So today I'm going to show you how to set up your speech folders. This is a resource in my store, but you definitely can just do it on your own. It doesn't have to be with my templates or my, these activities. So I'm going to walk you through even just how to set up. You can organize your PDF. So if you've been purchasing PDF materials for a long time now, and you have printed up some of these materials, like you have these, an activity that is a printable. You can also still organize your materials in Google Drive looking all fancy like this so that you can easily get to the material that maybe you need to print when we are back in person, or you can pull these things up on your iPad and use them as a no print option like these flip books or whatever you have going on, okay? So there are some benefits to getting organized digitally because you'll know where everything is and you can make it look pretty. So one of my tips is when I rename these, so you right click on the folder. So you're going to right click on the folder. You're going to hit rename, and then you're going to put whatever you want for that folder. I put a number 1 because I want things to be linear when it comes to articulation and just thinking things through. Even though, I might not always plan that way. I like to see it that way. So I put a 1 in front so I know what folder is going to come first. Then I'm going to right click again, and you're going to go to change color, and this is your little palette of colors that you can use to make things stand out a little bit more. So like I have a whole phonology folder, and inside that folder there are subfolders for constant cluster reduction. I haven't put anything in here yet, but that's how I'm going to be organizing my materials that I use. And that can be a combination. I don't even think I have PDFs in this yet, I mean Google Slides, but this can be a combination of PDFs. It can have your Google Docs, your Google Forms, your Google Slides, and it can have all these things all in one spot. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of ways that you can organize your materials. So if you have purchased my digital speech folders, it's going to look overwhelming at first because I could not add subfolders. I had it all perfectly organized for you guys, and I couldn't upload it. It had to be one folder. So when you see this is very overwhelming. You're just going like, what's in here? But I'm going to show you how you can organize it. So let's say you download it, and this is going to be all in that folder. You can, like I said, make little subfolders and put the activities inside. So again, you're going to right click, hit rename. Well, actually, sorry, to add a folder, you're going to go to new, add folder, and then you are going to type in what you want it to say. Okay, and then when you want to add something to a folder, you are just going to put it in the folder. I'm going to add one more folder actually for auditory discrimination. So I would say 7 auditory, keyword, auditory discrim. And by having the number there, it lines up really nicely. And I'm going to give it, let's see, what color should I do? Maybe like an orange color. All right, so then you simply highlight the Google slide that you want, and you're going to just put it, hover it over the folder that you want it to go. So here's all my carrier phrase activities. So like I said, these are Google Slides. These are movable. The background is not movable, so the child cannot delete it, so it makes it really easy. to use. So I want all those carrier phrases to go in the carrier phrase folder. So I'm going to hit Shift and select all the carrier phrase activities. They're all selected, and then I'm going to move it to the carrier phrase folder. And then we have digital minimal pairs. Okay, so we'll put this in the minimal pairs activities. Yep. I have some minimal pair activities that are animated, so like when I click present, these are ready to go to just use by clicking on the screen. It links and does whatever it's supposed to do with the animation. So those I labeled something else because just to make it more organized. So I'm going to, oops, I don't want all those. I'm going to hit Control actually and highlight both of those. And those are going to go into the minimal pairs animated activities. And I'm going to put the phonological awareness activity in the auditory discrimination. This is my master folder, so I'll put that there. These are word levels. We'll put those here. Now, progress monitoring tools. So each, let's see, let's do the minimal pairs first. So we'll put the minimal pairs here. See how everything's looking a lot more organized and less overwhelming. The speech sound choice board I'm going to put in here because that's for planning digital speech folders. And then now I have progress monitoring tools. So I have this progress monitoring tool with Google Slides that are the stimulus. This is what I would have the child see. And then I have, and I might put this on a different computer screen. I could pull this up on my iPad or put the other one on my iPad and mirror my iPad, but this is where I'm going to take data, and once I take the data, it will go on my progress monitoring sheet and have the data with the student's name, the date, their birth date, so I can keep it straight, and I will have data that I can easily input into their IEP progress notes when I need to. So all of these kind of go together because I've separated them for the purpose of taking data on specific skills. So we'll put those all in there together. Whoop, whoop. All right, so now this can be like your master organizational folder, right, for fronting. And if you wanted to, you could even put that in your digital articulation and phonology materials because now it's in its pretty little folder. I could then even put it into phonology, and I could put it in fronting. So now it's there when I click to find it. Okay. So once everything's organized with your materials in that fashion, here is another way that you can organize your students. You can make a folder for them digitally. I don't know why my drive's taking its sweet time here. Okay, here we go. So let's see. So you can make a folder called Digital Speech Folders for Caseload. You can put your school name. This is going to be your main folder. And then inside, you're going to have a speech folder for each student. So again, you're going to click New. You're going to click Folder. And you're going to call, oops, why did I do that? Speech folder for JP. All right. And now you can recolor it. We'll give him a red color. And now anything that you put in for this student is in this place. So you can even just directly put your PDFs, but I'm going to show you a way that you can do this where you're digitally setting everything up. So I made these templates for you. They don't move, but this is editable, so you can put the student's name, you can put what they're practicing, What's great about these is that you can assign these each week in Google Classroom, and this can be their homework or distance learning activities, but it can also be a way for you to plan for your student for many weeks at a time. So when you have to go to do a teletherapy session with them, everything is in the right place. And I've also put some other templates I can show you guys of just generic, I don't know if I put it in, I think I did put it in here. You know what, I don't think I put it in, okay, I'll see. Let's see, here's a therapy lesson plan. So you can make a lesson plan for your group if you're trying to organize by group or kind of by, not necessarily by group, but maybe it's by sound, because you know you have a lot of students with sounds and maybe you're going to see them sporadically throughout the week. You can insert the goals, you know, warm-up activities. You can kind of have everything in one spot. So going back to this, these little movable icons, once you get all these set up and the icons that you want, you can definitely delete all these or you can keep them on the side. But what they are just little placeholders so that you can link to the activities you want. So here I have a video to work on the K sound from the Peachy Speechy. She has a lot of really good videos for K sounds. And maybe I want the child to watch that, you know, every day, or when we do our, you know, that's my homework, and I can easily then link to it, send it to the parent directly. It's all right there, right? And then, so the thing with, let's go back real quick. The thing with your phonology materials is there are activities that maybe you want to put one slide of in this child's speech folder. So you're going to click the slide and you're going to click copy, and then you're going to go to your student's folder and click paste. And we do want to have it linked. I guess you can go, okay. I don't know if that matters or not. You don't have to link it, but so now I know that I want the student to do a carrier phrase activity. So I'm going to click this, carrier phrases, practice sounds and sentences, right? Okay. Now I'm going to click this. Actually, oh, this one has something already. I forgot I did that. Okay, I'll do another one. Let's undo that. Forgot. Actually, this is carrier phrases, practice and sentences. We'll leave that. So we'll do carrier phrase, I'll just call it phrase. What am I? I'm overthinking this. Carrier phrases. Drill practice. Okay, so then I'm going to click this button. I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to scroll down to link. You either are going to paste the link to the website, to the PDF in your Google Drive, or you can link to the Google Slides. So now I'm going to link it to slide 17 because that's the last one. And when I click this, it will go to the slide that I want. And now when you send this to the student, or you know you're doing this as your therapy, you can go, okay, oh great, you listened for your sound. Let's listen for a sound. What do you hear? Yes, do you hear? And these are editable, so you can put in different words each week or keep them the same. I don't know why that went like that. But oh, you have to listen for your sound. Does it have your coughing sound? Cup. Yes. Pick. Yes. So you have this activity there, and then you come up here and go, that was wonderful. It's time to do our drill work. All right, and I know that this is an animated slide, so I'm going to click present mode. We're going to set the timer. It's time to see how many productions we can get in a minute. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Okay. So the timer is now set, and it's time to say cap with your coughing sound. Cap, 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 cap. All right, so I linked everything, so it's all right here. And then another thing I did was I knew there were some games that I liked on different websites, and it has cake, so the student can work on their sound in a fun, reinforcing way. So I linked to that website. Again, here we are, and remember that drill work was with my 100-word phrases. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to my word level. And I know I want the stimulus item slides, so that's when I went and I selected them and I hit Control as I'm selecting so I can get all 3 slides. Then I click Control Copy, and then I go over to Felice's speech folder and I click the bottom of the slide deck and I click Paste. So now this activity is linked in Felice's speech folder, and we can do not link. I think that just means it's not linked to the other presentation slide. We don't really need that link. So you can easily copy these into students' folders. And so like I said, so the minimal pair activity is on slide 4. So you can easily get to what you need. Super fun, right? These are Giphies. If you want to learn more about them, I have a whole YouTube video on how, like some of my Google tech hacks, and that's in there on how to add Giphies to your presentations. So here's the other thing that I did. So if you have PDFs, remember how we were going over here and we're having all of our materials organized, right? So let's say, I'm going to get a different one just to show you. Let's say I want to add the link to Felice's speech folder. I'm going to come up here, I'm going to select the PDF. I'm going to hit the share button, and you're going to go to change because you want to make sure it's anyone with the link, but do you want them to be able to edit it or only view it? And if you only want to view it, you're going to, that's so that the kid cannot delete it or do something to it that you're like, no. So you're going to copy the link, and then you are going to go over here, and I'm going to put maybe speech homework, or I'll call this speech homework. Practice page 5 or something, practice page 10, because I think it's a big PDF. All right, so then you're going to click the star again. You're going to insert, slide down to link, and you're going to paste in the PDF that's in your Google Drive. So now it's linked to the Google Drive activity, and when they click it, this is what's going to come up. And hopefully page 10 actually has a worksheet. I knew it didn't. Okay. So like maybe, you know, this is where you want to look at my tutorial for how to make smaller PDFs. Because let's say we only want them to practice the P page on 15. If you look at my tutorial on how to make a smaller PDF, you will be able to make one PDF page and upload that. So this is how you can upload the resources you already own for you or your students, so you're not going around in your drive going, where the heck is that? So that's again like what I did here. I knew that we were going to have carrier phrases to work on, and or maybe I wanted to take some data on some of the sounds. So it's all right there. And if I need, you know, maybe I want to print something up or have one thing on my iPad. Maybe I want these stimulus items on my iPad, and I'm going to mirror that. And then on my screen, I'm going to keep these sentence frames to use. So that's just an example. And so this is one student's folder. But the other thing you can do is you can create almost like a bank of activities for your K students or for people working on S-blends, if you're doing kind of like the phonological processes and you're doing a cycles approach, maybe you want to have a page like this for cluster reduction, fronting, gliding, and then that way when you pull it up, you can use it with whatever student you have in front of you. So that is how you can create digital folders for your speech and language students. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I can make another video showcasing something that you have a question about. I will say, so for like this one, you know, it has movable objects, so you do not want to click present mode. Present mode would be for anything that has animation like this, where there's clip art that's going to come in based on the code that has been programmed, or if you just want to go to the next slide. So for this one, I wanted the kids to be able to move the fun little sound hunt, magnify them to be able to move this. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Remember, you can get your materials all pretty and organized, even if you're doing everything digitally. And then eventually when we go back to in person, hopefully you will have everything you need digitally to quickly print or use on your iPad. So everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your day or week whenever you're watching this. And just remember to be the SLP every kid wants to see. And we can do that when we stay organized, because we can grab the engaging activity we need in minutes and be prepared and ready to have some fun with our students. All right, take care, guys.